Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of the BCB Lockdown Diaries. I'm joined tonight by trainer Gavin Burrows and professional boxer, just turned professional boxer, Katie Healy. Guys, thank you both for joining. Gavin, we'll come to you first and foremost. Obviously, you've had an amazing 12 months, 18 months in the sport, and we've got a new signing, someone that's obviously very familiar to yourself. But tell us a little bit about Katie.
Yeah, so I think Katie's been with us at 5 or 6 years now, isn't it, Kate? Something like that. Probably 6. It's got to be 6 years, I think. To be honest, Katie first come to our gym to spar Rachel, but Katie was only 15, something like that when she first come to spar, and she was unbelievable. She trained with Kyle and Fran at Eclipse, and then obviously they parted ways, whatever. But she come to us, and yeah, since then we just focused on getting her ready to fight. She would already had the basics and the fundamentals, but it was getting the fight training in what she really wanted to focus on. So yeah, we worked, and she achieved a lot in the kickboxing. She won 3 world titles, one of them being in America, out in New York. She won the 2 world titles over here in England. When it came, please sound right.
Yeah.
Yes, on our home show, the girls' show, and then she travelled to Kent to fight a girl who was unbeaten and held multiple world titles. And Katie fought her on a home show and become world champion there as well. So on her way up to world title level, she won obviously domestic level titles, and she then went to college or university, and she said, "I'll see you in 12 months' time. I'm moving away." And when Katie says anything, it's exactly that date. Do you know what I mean? So she come back, and she said, I was like, "Yeah, great to see you, Kate." She went, "I'm going back. I'm going to see you in another 6 months." And obviously she's just come back, and we're ready to start.
Katie, obviously, I was reading up a little bit about you before doing the interview, and obviously you had, as Gavin touched upon, that fantastic kickboxing background, and then you took a bit of a gap. What was the thought there, and what got you back into the gym, and obviously making that switch to boxing as opposed to just kickboxing?
For me, I kind of hit a point where I wanted to focus on my university degree, and I did a placement year, and that placement year took up a lot of my time. I was working really long hours, and I just couldn't put the hours into training. And I'm the type of person that if I know I can't put 100% into something, I won't do it. And then once I finished my placement year, it was kind of, I'm focusing on my final year of uni. And in those 2 years, I didn't realise how much I actually missed the sport. And it got to the stage in kickboxing where I'd kind of achieved everything I wanted to achieve, and I was after that new challenge. So I come back to the gym just looking to get my fitness back up and lose a bit of weight, and then I just got hooked again. And me and Gavin looked at each other and went, "Should we go for it?" And it was kind of just from there sort of thing. So yeah, the break did me good, but then I was missing it too much.
And from the technical aspect of the two different sports, what are the biggest differences really? Obviously, they share a lot of similarities to the layman from someone looking from the outside. But what have you found, and what would you think you'll find, particularly in the training, that will be so different between the two?
A lot more than I originally thought, I'll be honest. Things like the movement, there's a lot more head movement than there was in the kickboxing. So that is something I'm learning a lot more at the minute. The footwork, the stance, everything, absolutely everything. And obviously in the kickboxing, it was very 50-50 of throwing my hands, throwing my legs. And now my legs have been completely took away from me. So it's putting more work up in my upper body now. So yeah, there's a lot of changes that we've been making. But I'm enjoying learning it, I'll be honest. I like a challenge, and I say to Gav, like, don't worry about having like a go at me if I'm doing something wrong, or you've got to keep on correcting me. That's what I want him to do, and I want to perfect. Gavin knows me, I'm a perfectionist. I want to get everything right. So yeah, I'm enjoying it.
Absolutely. Now, Gavin, obviously you've had experience certainly working with former kickboxers. How have you found the challenge of training Katie, and what do you think the biggest things are to work on?
Like I said, the thing, and like Katie touched upon them, but the thing is with Katie, whatever you say, she will take literal. I don't know whether that's the right word, but everything. If you say throw a jab slow, she will throw it slow. Do you know what I mean? If she says she's not coming back for 12 months, she's not coming back at 11 and a half months. She's coming back at 12 months. So it's we've created a bond, haven't we, Kate, over the last 6 years, where I know Katie and Katie knows me. So I know when to push her to the limit where she's like, "Oh, you're not making sense," to then see it works. Do you know what I mean? So what I've said with Katie is we're starting afresh. She's 21, 2,
Yeah.
22, but she's 22 years old. There's no rush. So when you look into comparison with Rachel, she's 30.
Yeah.
Katie's 22. She's achieved 3 times kickboxing world champion. Now, if Katie didn't have a fight for another 12 months, Katie's the kind of person where, yes, she wouldn't be happy, but she would see the positive sides of that. She would know she's got a long, long time in the sport. So we know we've got to work certain things to get her into a debut. Then after that, we'll work another thing, and we'll just add bits by bits. But the thing is, she's got the competitive experience. She's fought 6, 7 rounds before. She'll only be going back into 4 rounders. And the girls out there, when people say the big transition between kickboxing and boxing, with the females, I think the kickboxing plays more of an advantage, because unless you are Katie Taylor's in this world, Natasha Jonas, who's got excessive amateur pedigree, girls don't really have that. The women's boxing's only exploded over the last 12 months to 2 years because of Katie Taylor. So we've got a head start, and I'm very excited to see how it's going to go, because it's not going to be a quick turnaround with Katie. We're going to work it, and she's going to be here for a long time.
So now, Katie, about it, it's looking like super bantamweight is potentially going to be the division that you're looking at joining. Obviously, it's a hot division in the women's game. Particularly, you've got the likes of Rachel, Amy Timlin, and others. Is that sort of a weight that you feel that's going to be your trajectory you want to stick there, or obviously are you looking to do what the likes of Rachel has done and bounce between them if the right fight is there?
I think at the moment that's the category we're focusing on. I had a lot of experience on the kickboxing side, fighting at different weights, and learning about my body and what I felt strongest at and fittest at. And it was that super bantamweight category that I felt at my best. So we'll go in there, give that one a go, and then we'll just see where it takes us. But at the moment, that's where we're focusing.
And obviously, the last 12 months has been a particularly strange time for everybody, work-wise, lifestyle-wise. What have been the biggest changes, obviously, to your training? Have you had to do a lot more stuff, or are you doing a lot more stuff on your own when the gyms were shut? And what position are you in now to kind of get back to training full-time, or not full-time, part-time, obviously, around your working hours?
Yeah, I think it's been a strange one for everybody. Luckily, obviously, being professional now, we've had the opportunities to still be able to train at the gym. I'd say the major change were things like you start strength and conditioning sessions and things like that, then they got put on hold, and it was kind of just having those dates in mind of when things were going to get back to normal. But I've just been ticking through. I've been doing things on my own. Gavin's one of those, he'll go for a run, and I'm like, I need to go for a run sort of thing. Like he says, anything he says I've got to do, I'll just go out and do it. So yeah, we've just been ticking over. I've been trying to keep my fitness up, and yeah, it's all about pushing forward now that we can start to see a silver lining.
Now, obviously, you're signing with BCB. You obviously put on a huge amount of shows in this area, in this part of the world. Is that what you think your aim is going to be towards, getting onto a show when the small hall circuit reopens, or do you think there will be opportunities to fight on the road behind closed doors, possibly?
I think we'll have to wait and see. I'll take any opportunity. I trust Gavin and Errol's instincts. Whatever they say and think I can go in for, I'll put up a good fight for, and I'll train hard for. So yeah, I think we'll just see where we go.
Gavin, obviously it's very early doors. We've yet to see Katie throw a punch in a professional ring, certainly. But what do you think the ceiling is? That women's boxing game, I find, like you say, you do kind of get pushed really quick just because there is that kind of lack of depth in certain divisions. But where do you see, Katie's future, and where do you think she could get to?
I think she'll go all the way to the top, Paul. And I'm not just saying that. As I said, she's got the competitive experience. She's only 22. She's fought around the world. She's fought 5-rounders, 7-rounders. Yes, she's in a different style in kickboxing, but she's used to the competitive. She's trained alongside Rachel for those 6 years. They've both worked to get the best out of each other. And everyone knows about Rachel Ball now. And Katie Healy, everyone will know about, because they work together, they bounce off each other. And the thing is with with Katie and our fighters, we're not afraid to go and take a chance. So I think Katie's one of her world titles was at 60 kilo. She's not scared to go and take a chance. She's 22. It's about, this sport for Katie is about getting experiences and getting the most out of it she can. As a female, you go and take a fight on an opportunity. If you win, you're fighting for a world title next. If you lose, you get a bounce back. You fight again, and then you come back and you could be in that world title. Realistically, mate, and I know she's 4 fights away.
Yeah.
From being there. 4 fights away. I know it sounds crazy, but that's the truth.
Now, Katie, obviously, you've known Rachel for a long time. Obviously, you've seen her huge rise. Is that sort of, not I'm going to say the word somewhat an inspiration to yourself, but you've certainly seen what can happen if you get the right fights and the right wins and put them together? No,
it is. It's really inspirational, and having someone that you know so well get to the shows and make the achievements that she has, it's almost like a role model. You look up to them, and watching how hard like Rach trains in the gym and all the work she puts in, and what has come out of that, it is one of those. It's kind of like, I want to have a go at that. I want to see if I can do that sort of thing. So yeah, it is really inspiring.
Brilliant. Okay, well, obviously we look forward to hoping you make your first entrance into the ring at some point this year, and obviously hearing yourself, Gavin, ringside. Obviously we'll see you back for the Rachel Ball fight in April, I believe it is now. So yeah, best of luck, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you, boy. Appreciate it.
Yes.